What's going on, Port fans? Welcome back to another video on my channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing Port Adelaide's Round 7 clash against the West Coast Eagles that occurred over the weekend. So let's get straight in and have a look and see exactly what happened. As you can tell, I am sick. I've got a bit of a flu, but I'm also sick and tired of Port Adelaide putting out these disgraceful performances against teams that we should be at least giving a decent effort. I did not see any effort at all yesterday, and it was just very disappointing. Again, that's the third time this year we've put out an effort like that, where we've just been shown up. We're second to the contest. We're just not working as a team around the ground, and our disposal efficiency going through the middle and our transition footy is deplorable. It's like watching under 10s, and it's frustrating to watch, especially when you know your team can and should be in the top 4. We've got the talent, we've got a very talented list, and it's just a waste to see them play this way with a coach, Ken Hinkley, who, I don't know, it's maybe sticking to your plan is not always the best way to do it. Don't stick to your guns, because sometimes the guns misfire. And third time this year, it's happened. So, it's just, when it comes down to it, yes, it's players who do the job, but also you've got to play to how you were taught from a coach. And it's not just Ken, it's the assistant coaches as well. Matthew Nix, Michael Voss, all of these players, all of these coaches, sorry, are not doing... they've got to think outside the box a bit more. I mean, yeah, we had Paddy back as well. That's the other thing. No excuses now. You have your best ruckman in, your number 1 ruckman in. Where's the effort? Where's, you know, the build-up, the excitement to go into a game like this where you should be accepting the challenge you're playing against one of the better teams of the comp this year at the brand new Optus Stadium? I saw nothing yesterday. Nothing from anyone. I mean, you had your typical Boak, Wines, Gray, DBJ was good. They all put in the effort. But too many passengers. Too many passengers got on the disappointment flight yesterday. And it was just one of those games that you want to grab the TV and chuck it outside the window. 15 minutes of footy as well in that third quarter. I'm surprised we didn't lose by more, really. 15 minutes of good football in the third quarter to bring us back within a winning chance. We had a chance to even continue that in the last quarter, where we did. The first 5 minutes, we didn't take our chances on the scoreboard, and what happened? The game blew out away from us once again. It's those sort of opportunities we don't take, and we've come to know. Typical of Port Adelaide, and it's always typical of Port. We used to be the team that would be the scariest in time on. Score the goals late, really put the pressure on the opposition. Now it's the opposite. We let goals through every day of the week, and especially in the last 5-10 minutes of a quarter. I don't understand exactly what goes through these players' minds. Do they accept mediocrity? Do the coaches know what they're doing on game day? It's frustrating to watch, and I wish they would just let us explain how we feel. They're probably feeling the same way, these coaches and the players, but I don't care if it's week after week of the same shit that we put out on the field. I have to rant because I've had enough of this. We're supposed to be this, we're supposed to be that, our method was poor, our method's got to improve. It's the same speech of the same script every week, Ken. What's wrong? We pay. We deserve to know. Simple as that. Come on. We know you're a good coach. We know we've got great players. We know we've got a better team than what we put out on Saturday. As I said, we had mainly passengers yesterday once again, and it probably comes down to selection as well. You've got Rockcliffe, Sam Powell, Pepper, Trengove, a couple of others as well. You don't want to play Billy Frampton. Atlee's in great form. Snelling keeps putting out great performances in the Magpies, and yet we continually look at other options. You've got players like, you know what, Johnson was actually not as bad as I thought on the weekend, but 3 tackles for a pressure forward. He did kick 2 goals. 3 tackles as a pressure forward and only 9 disposals. Better than that. Absolutely got to do better than that. Jake Neate doesn't even get a kick for the game. 5 handballs for the whole game and you're a forward. Out you go. Carl Amon, I saw your efforts on the weekend, mate. I watched that game. You're one of my favourite players as well, Carl. You put in great effort usually every single week. You know, you try your hardest. Maybe your defensive game's a little bit off, but the way you worked on the weekend, I got no words for that. I mean, you've got a great left foot kick. I mean, you might have been spent from running back and forward. I don't know. But better than that. Better than that. Out you go, Carl. Out you go. Sam Gray was deplorable on the weekend after having a great week last week as well. I mean, too many passengers. They've got to put this out week in, week out. Poor old Charlie as well. He doesn't get enough credit. He works so hard, but he just is not given an opportunity because of the way we walk up to the 450 and not give him any chance at all. We're too slow. Simple as that. Look, some of the players that did play well, Boak, Gray, Houston, Darcy Burns-Jones, pretty good. Ollie Wines, Motlop even showed some run. I mean, they were okay. It was an okay game by a few players, but mainly they were all passengers just waiting to aboard the flight and take off to next week because that's all they did. And it's just disappointing. The other thing too, our hardness at the footy was shocking. 42 negative contested possessions. 42. I don't understand how you can go through a game like that. 42 contested possessions. We've got to find our way a bit more, and it's where everything stems from. I mean, you can band-aid all that stuff around contested possessions and make it work. If you're not winning the footy, there's your game gone already. Port Adelaide got to do better next week because we've got the showdown, and I'm not going to be happy if we are 4-4 after the recruiting and the promises that our club has made from these players. You know, we've got to be better, we've got to do this, we've got to do that. Our kicking has been shocking for 4 years. What do you do in 4 years? You have 6 months to improve. It's around 7 and we're still complaining about the same shit every week. I don't know how to feel. Last year I felt like, oh yeah, we looked better last year than we do this year. And we're supposed to improve. At least our losses last year were in every single game. We just kicked ourselves out of it. This year, we're not even putting in the effort. I'm not accepting that. None of the supporters are. And the competition as well, which has hyped us up more than it should be, is going to come down on us. The pressure is on this week to win this showdown. And then we've got China, and then we've got the bye. You go into the bye 6-3, you're set up for the rest of the year. If you go in 5-4, even 4-5, a lot of people are not going to be happy. Fix it, Port. Fix it. Because I know it's only around 7, but we've got more things to improve on than just a couple of niggles. It's horrible to watch sometimes, and I'm not accepting that. None of us are. It's now time for round 7 champion of the week, and you know what? There wasn't a player this week that really stood out as a champion because it was all quite a deplorable performance by all of them. Nothing really stood out, but I'll tell you what, champions of the week were the WA supporters that turned up at the new Optus Stadium, and they made a lot of noise even though they were confronted with that despicable viewing that they had to watch. So well done to all the WA supporters creating a loud and proud environment even though their team was a little bit off. And when I say a little bit, there's a scale where little bit is down here and best is up here. But yeah, well done to the WA supporters for turning up. A great effort, and you were very loud, so well done. Alright, it's now time for the review votes. It's now the pair votes for the year. The pair load that happens at the end of the year. And look, as we know, it's 5 votes for a win, 3 votes for a loss. So 1 vote goes to Darcy Burns-Jones, 26 disposals, 7 marks, and a tackle as well. It was really good down back and really try hard all day, and he kept running out of the halfback flank and really creating some options and creating some run when there was none. So well done to DDJ. He was very good yesterday, and he's starting to find some form after his early slump in the year. So well done to DBJ. 2 votes goes to a bloke that tried really hard. Travis Boak yesterday. I've seen a lot of people complain and whinge about his disposals. Look, yes, maybe he might cough up a few handballs here or there, put players in bad positions, but you know what? You can't complain about a bloke whose endeavour was absolutely the best yesterday from anyone. He was trying to lift his team and he just kept running all day, having 28 disposals, 7 marks, 3 tackles, and 6 inside 50s, which was the most out of any player on the Port Adelaide list. So well done to the skipper. He's having a good year. 3 votes goes to the one and only, the only bloke that really deserved 3 votes yesterday, Robbie Gray. He was fantastic. 28 disposals, 3 marks, 6 tackles, 10 contested possessions in the middle, creating options when there was none, and was really just running around and doing a fantastic job in the middle. So it's good to see him in some form, and other players like Houston and Motlop and Wines, they all did pretty well. So kudos to them, but everyone else didn't even get a look in at these votes. So that's got to improve for next week. Well, Port fans, that wraps up this round 7 review of Port Adelaide versus West Coast. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below what you think about Port Adelaide so far this season. Comment what your thoughts are on the game. And also make sure you follow the Portress podcast 8 PM Wednesdays. Let's hope we bring a good result next week against the Crows in the showdown. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe for plenty more Port Adelaide content. It comes out on a weekly basis. Every week, every game. Tune into the pair. Thank you very much for everyone on Spreaker too for tuning in. Really appreciate the support on the podcast as well. So make sure you follow that. That's in the link below. My name's Anthony, Port fans. Thank you very much for watching once again, and I'll see you next video. As always as well.
Can the pair?